Hi my friends, welcome to the channel English Professionally, and I'm so happy that I'm recording this video for you. So it's about English grammar, and you'll know about the difference between all these things. I mean, have, has, had, having, haven't done. So really it seems maybe difficult, but in fact it's easier. So you just need to understand this table, yeah? So I'll try to explain it to you, and then everything will be very easy and simple. Okay, let's start with have and has. So you know that we mostly use it in present simple. Yeah, you know that we use have with I, we, you, they. For example, you can say I have a car. I have a car. So I'll type it for you. So I have a car. It's correct. Or you can also say I have got a car. It's also possible. What's the difference? What's the difference between these two sentences? I have got a car. You know that we mostly see it. I mean, got in British English. So I have got a car. It's correct. And we mostly see I have a car. It's okay. And sometimes we hear a short form. So do you know a short form of I have got? So it's I've got. You can say I've got a car. It's okay. So I've got a car means I have got a car or I have a car. And so we see that actually it's the same story with has. So if it's he, she, it in present simple, so we use has. For example, he has so many friends. He has so many friends. Yeah, it's okay to say so, or we can use got. So we can say he has got so many friends. He has got so many friends. Or we can use a short form he's got so many friends. It's okay too. Okay, so you see that we mostly use got in British English, and so as for me, I use it without got. Okay, so it's about present simple. Okay, so if you want to make a negative form, so please be careful, my friend. Be careful, yeah? Be careful. So how will you say it? So in negative sentences, yeah? So negative. So be careful with a negative form. So many students I know say I haven't a car. But in fact, we don't say so. Or students say, for example, he hasn't so many friends. In fact, so I know that lots of students say so, but in fact we don't say so, and so it's considered to be a mistake. So yeah, not this, but this. So no, my friends, no, not this way. And really, the question is, how should we make a negative form? Okay, so you see, we need to say it this way. So you need to use don't. So don't, okay, or doesn't with don't or doesn't, or with got, with the help of got. Haven't got or hasn't got. Okay, let me give you an example. So we have these wonderful examples. So I don't have a car. You say I don't have a car. Or so this I don't have a car, or you add so haven't before got. So you say I haven't got a car. It's okay, yes. I haven't got a car. All right? Good. And so if we look at this example, so you see, he has so many friends, so use it with doesn't. So he doesn't have. So we don't have s in negative forms in questions, so only in a statement. If it's he, she, it, we have s only here, but not in negative sentences, but not in questions. So he doesn't have a car. He doesn't have a car. Okay, good. Or we can say it with hasn't got. So she, yeah, or he, yeah, we're talking about him, so he hasn't got so many. He hasn't got so many friends. Actually, these things are very, very important. Okay, so you see, I have a car, or I have got a car, or I've got a car. He has so many friends. He has got so many friends, or he's got so many friends. Yeah, my friends, and be careful with the negative form. So most students say I haven't a car, or he hasn't so many friends. So we try to say it without got, or without don't, or doesn't. So, you know, in a negative form, but it isn't right. So, and we need to say don't, doesn't, yeah, before have, yeah, before have. So, for example, I don't have a car, he doesn't have a car, and haven't or hasn't before got. So I haven't got a car, he hasn't got so many friends. Okay, so that's clear about have a and has in present simple. Okay, so we also use have and has in present perfect. It's also, yeah, very important. But as you know, there is one very common mistake, yeah? So he doesn't, some students say he doesn't has. No, it's wrong. It's wrong. You can't say so. So you need to remember that has. So it's talking about present simple again. So we're talking about present simple again. So you need to remember that has only in a statement, in a statement, but not in negative sentences, not in questions. Does he has? No, my friends, no. It's wrong. It's completely wrong. Not my friends. Okay? So please don't say it. It's a big mistake. It's a big mistake, okay? Alright, so let's talk about present perfect. So we also use have and has here. So you remember this tense, have or has, plus the third form. Or I call it here done. So if I were you, they, it's have done. If it's he, she, it's has done. And so we use this tense when there is a connection, with the present, and we mostly use it with such words as already, just, never, ever, yet. Okay? For example, so I need to say it in present perfect. How will you say it? Please open the brackets. So you need to open the brackets, okay? So this is the first one here, think about it. And the second one. Okay? Good. So open the brackets in present perfect. You know that if we look at these words, so already, just, never, so ever, we put them in the middle. So let's try to do it. So you see the structure. So have done or has done, or we call it the third form. Okay, so I have, already we put it in the middle, and the third form of be. So you know be, was, were, and been is the third form. so we need it, and we'll say I have already been there. I have already been there. Or I can say shortly I've already been there. It's also okay. I've already been there. Or I have already been there. Okay, well done, my friends. Congratulations. And so what about the second one? So she just arrived. So she. So if it's he, she, it, we need has. So we have she has just. And the third form, so arrive, you see that this verb is regular, and so the second form and the third form is the same as the third form. So she has just arrived. She has just arrived. Okay, well done. Okay, so yeah, please, my friend. Yeah, if we look at present simple, remember that we use has only in a statement, not in negative sentences, not in questions. And if we look at present perfect, so we use it when there is a connection with the present, and we mostly use it with such words as already, just, never, ever, yet. And the formation of present perfect is the following. So have a has plus the third form. So you see, so please open the brackets. So be, was, were, been. I have already been there, or I've, so you can say I've already been there, and so she has just arrived, or it's okay, she's just arrived. So maybe you think that it means she is, but you need to understand it from the context that she has, because you has arrived, the third form here. Okay, let's get back to our table. Okay, let's talk about more difficult things. Yeah, so we use have and has in present perfect continuous. So present perfect continuous. So one more very important tense, present perfect continuous. So how do we form it? So have or has plus been plus verb plus ing. So let me see it if it's correct. Yes, plus verb, or here it's do. So you see, yeah, we just need to correct here been. Yeah, we missed been here. Okay, so just a second, I'll correct it. So yeah, and then we'll continue. I see the problem. Okay, so we've just corrected it, you see, so we need to say have been doing, so we wrote it this way and it's absolutely the same, so have or has been plus verb plus ing. For example, I can tell you, I have been learning English for 3 years. I have been learning English. I have been learning English for 3 years. It means that I started learning English 3 years ago and I'm still learning it. So if you say I learned English for 3 years, so it isn't right. So my friend, unfortunately, it isn't right. It's a mistake because you need to use it with for. I mean, present perfect continuous with for. I have been learning English for 3 years, yeah? Or one more example. So she has been working here for 2 months. She has been working here for 2 months. For 2 months, okay? She has been working here for 2 months. So it's the same story. You can also use a short form or a contraction. So you can say I've. You can say I've instead of I have. I've been learning English for 3 years. Or she's been working here for 2 months. Okay, well done. So let's go ahead. So you see that we also use had with past simple. It's just the second form. So if we are talking about past simple, it's easy. So it's relatively easy. Past simple. So the first form is had, have is the first form, and had is the second form. For example, we had a great time there. We had a great time there. It's just past simple and that's it. So what about past perfect? Yes, it's a bit more difficult because past perfect, it's also about the past, but it's one time before. It's one time before the other past tense. One time before the other past tense. So what do I mean? So I mean the following. For example, and how do we form it? Yeah, so I also think that it's a good question, and let's answer this question. For example, he said he had done it, or he had already done it. He said he had already done it. He had already done it. So how do we form it? So we need to use had plus the third form. Plus the third form, okay? So let's look at the sentence. So first he said, yeah, so we see it in the sentence that first we see that he said and then he had already done. But in fact, so what did he do first? In fact, first he did, and then he said. So he did it earlier, then he said he did it before, and so that's why we need past perfect. So we use it with past perfect, yeah? And so two more structures, so having and having done. So if we look at this, so it doesn't matter he, she, it, so we always say had done, having, and having done. For example, yeah, what about having and having done? I think that it's the most difficult thing, but it's also easy to understand it. For example, so I have little free time, but I try to learn English. Look, I have little free time, but I try to learn English. But I can say it another way. So having little free time, having little free time, yeah, having little free time, I try to learn English. So having, it means that I have. Or, for example, I can say having little free time, she tries to learn English. It means that she has. Having means that someone has it. Maybe I have it, maybe he has it, she has, and so on. Having little free time, I try to learn English. So that's it. And having done, it's about the past. For example, I can tell you the following. So I turned off the computer. Then I went out. Or then I left home. Or I can say having turned off the computer or my computer, having turned off the computer or my computer, I went out. So it's usually about two actions in the past, you see. So I turned off the computer, so I did first, and then I went out. Or you can also hear this structure. So having turned off the computer, it means that first I turned off the computer and then I went out. Okay, very useful phrases, very useful expressions. So just we found a mistake here and we corrected it. That's great, really. But actually it wasn't done on purpose, as you understand. Okay, so you see, and really I hope that you understand the difference between have, has, had, having, and having done. So it's not only for beginners but for high levels too. You just need to save it and to look at these examples one more time. Maybe you also need to watch this video again, so you can put a like and share it with your friends. Good luck, my friends. Bye bye.